So, do you know how to do your taxes? Do you know what your credit score is? These are some things you need to know before you become an adult, right? But there's nobody there to teach you. So, there should be a class that teaches all of these things in high school before you become an adult, which is why I support the creation of these life skills classes in high school, right? Schools should be preparing their students for the future, but they don't teach the basics of becoming a successful adult, right? So first we'll talk about what they should be teaching in these classes. So first off, they could be teaching how to do taxes, right? According to a Pew Research Center, only 33% of Americans actually know how to do their own taxes, while the rest either they usually pay someone else to do it or ask their family to do it, which is 33% is a very low amount for something that everyone has to do like almost every year, right? And it's just like crazy, only 33% know how to do it, right? And next they should be teaching what credit score is and how to keep your credit score high or improve your credit score, because credit score is one of the most important things you're gonna need. You're gonna need to take out loans to buy a house, buy a car. So these are some important things that you need. And finally, they should be teaching how to invest your money for the future. So if they don't teach this, kids might start saving really late, and they might need to pay extra later in life. So according to money.cnn, people should be saving around their 20s, but if they don't, they're gonna have to save extra during their later years. Now that we've talked about the what, we should talk about the why. Why should they be teaching these in high schools, right? So first off, everyone needs to be prepared before all these things come at them later in life when they become an adult, right? So when you become an adult, all these things will come at you at the same time, and then you'll become stressed from all these things. But if you know that they're coming ahead of time and you're prepared ahead of time, you'll know that they're coming and you'll be less stressed when they actually come to you, right? Next, teaching these things will save money for these kids when they become an adult. So learning how to do taxes will prevent these people from paying others to do their taxes for them, which will save a little bit of money every year. And then having a good credit score might lower interest on a loan or a house, which will save them money. And starting them early on saving money will save them money in the future, because they won't have to add more money to their savings in the future because they didn't start early. And finally, people want to learn these life skills in class. So according to the Huffington Post, 86% of high school students around the age of 18 to 16 would rather learn these life skills in a high school class rather than messing all these things up later in life when they become an adult. However, there are many counter arguments that could be made against these classes, right? So first, they could say you can learn all these things online. You can learn like how to do your taxes, you can just Google it, right? But the problem with that is you could say that with any topic, right? Math, English. The reason they're taught in these classes is because they're more focused, right? And there's a teacher to guide them through what they should be learning and when they should be learning it. Also, if they're in a classroom setting, they can ask the teacher any questions they have if they are confused. But if they're online, they won't be able to, they won't know what to learn when they're doing it. Another argument they could say is these skills won't be remembered in the future, but they won't have to remember every single little detail, but they'll have it in the back of their mind. So when they're buying a house, they'll think, oh, I have to, keep my credit score up so I can get a better deal, or I need to, when they're doing their taxes, oh, I remember I have to do this from the class. And the last argument would be maybe they might replace a more important class during high school. But schools have lots of options. They could make it a class that they could take any year, maybe in freshman if they have a free space, or as a senior, or they could incorporate it into another class such as economics, where they're already talking about money, so they can incorporate it, taxes and money, right? So schools should be preparing the students for the future, but they don't have any, they don't teach the basics to have a successful future. Creating a life skills class would remedy all these problems, and which is why, and future-proof our kids, which is why we should support the creation of life skills classes in high school.